Spot the next boom market early and thrive in a new wealth frontier, without the guesswork. In this second secret, how to identify the next boom markets and immerse yourself in a thriving new culture without complexity, confusion, or hidden risks, you'll rapidly notice how certain people seem to predict wealth shifts before the world even realizes what's happening. Emerging markets follow a predictable pattern, and once you know the 5 undeniable signals of a boom market, you'll always know where to invest before the rest of the world even realizes what's happening. As you sit here easily absorbing this knowledge, you will naturally experience the confidence that comes from knowing exactly where to position yourself in the next booming market. Some people wait until the opportunity is gone before they realize what was in front of them. Others know how to see what's coming before the masses do. You may not have realized it yet, but you are about to experience one of those rare moments of recognition. I often wonder what things will be like when we were there. Because just like Costa Rica before its boom, just like Bali before it exploded, just like Tulum before the world caught on, a new wave is forming. And the only question is whether you will see it in time. Because in just a moment, you will begin to see what you couldn't see before. Why most investors miss the next boom, and how you can get in before it's too late. A market does not transform overnight, nor does it explode in value by coincidence. Every major real estate boom has followed a predictable sequence, one that only a select few understand before it happens. The mainstream will tell you that timing is luck, that wealth is a game of speculation, and that only those with insider knowledge can get in early. But the truth is, the wealthiest investors are not guessing. They are following clear, undeniable signals that reveal where the next surge is about to happen, long before the rest of the world catches on. And right now, these signals are flashing once again. I'm about to give you something that could be the difference between making the right move or missing out. The only difference between those who capitalize on it and those who miss out is whether they recognize the pattern in time. The cost of waiting: why most people miss boom markets until prices skyrocket. There is one limiting belief that keeps most people stuck outside of wealth building opportunities. I need to wait for confirmation that this is a good investment. The moment someone utters these words, they have already lost. Because confirmation only arrives after the opportunity has passed. By the time a market makes the news, by the time mainstream headlines are calling it the next hotspot, the real wealth building window has already closed. The masses only hear about an emerging market when the prices have already surged, the best properties are already taken, and the first movers have already secured their positions. At that point, the only option is to pay a premium or stay on the sidelines and watch. History has proven this time and time again. Bali, Costa Rica, and Tulum all followed this same pattern. The few who recognized the early signals positioned themselves inside the market before the world caught on. The rest arrived years later, paying 10 times the price, or missing the opportunity entirely. The wealthiest investors don't wait for trends to be confirmed. They see the signals before anyone else. And once you understand what those signals are, you may suddenly realize you now have the same advantage. You do want to be the person who moves before the opportunity is obvious, don't you? Can you see how those who wait for confirmation are always the ones left paying the highest price? Wouldn't it feel incredible to know you secured your position before the masses even realized what was happening? Five clear signs that reveal the next boom market before it takes off. The transformation of an emerging market is never random. There are 5 clear, predictable indicators that reveal when a location is about to experience exponential growth. The first and most crucial signal is government infrastructure investment. Governments do not invest billions into roads, highways, airports, and energy projects for no reason. Infrastructure is built ahead of demand, ensuring that when population and tourism surge, the region can support the expansion. This is why the wealthiest investors pay attention not to headlines, but to infrastructure development before it becomes mainstream knowledge. The second major signal is the arrival of global luxury brands. High-end hotels, Michelin star chefs, elite wellness resorts, and 5-star retailers do not guess where to expand next. They follow wealth. They position themselves where demand is about to explode. Their presence is one of the strongest indicators that a market is on the verge of a major shift. The third undeniable sign is a rapid increase in tourism and expatriate migration. People do not move somewhere they do not first visit. They explore. They fall in love with the culture, the climate, and the lifestyle. Then, they begin to relocate. Tourism is the first wave, long-term rentals are the second, and property purchases are the final confirmation that an area is transitioning into a global hotspot. The fourth indicator is undervalued real estate with rising rental demand. Markets experiencing an influx of foreign visitors and expatriates always see a surge in rental demand before property values rise to reflect it. When there is a significant pricing gap between a booming destination and comparable markets worldwide, appreciation is inevitable. And finally, the most critical factor of all, scarcity of prime property. There will only ever be a limited number of prime beachfront lots. There will only ever be a finite number of highly desirable locations before expansion is no longer possible. Scarcity is what drives prices up and keeps them rising. By the time the mainstream recognizes this reality, the best opportunities have already disappeared. Right now, all 5 of these signals are flashing in one specific location we'll reveal shortly. The question is, will you see them in time? I can tell you this will work, but nothing is more powerful than proving it to yourself. In the case you've ever seen an opportunity too late and regretted not moving sooner, type never again in the comments. It makes sense to position yourself where these indicators are already appearing, right? What would it be like to look back in a few years and know you moved at exactly the right time? High cost of hesitation. Why waiting means paying 10x more or missing out completely. Most people will never act until it is too late. They tell themselves they need more proof. They wait for certainty. They hesitate, while first movers lock in their positions. And then, when the surge is undeniable, they rush in, only to realize the prices have skyrocketed, the best locations have been taken, and their once-in-a-lifetime opportunity is now out of reach. This has happened in every major real estate boom in history. It happened in Bali, where early investors secured beachfront estates for pennies on the dollar, while latecomers paid 10 times more just to enter the market years later. It happened in Costa Rica, where skeptics dismissed it as too risky, only to watch it transform into one of the world's most desirable real estate markets. It happened in Tulum, where those who saw the early signals secured prime properties at a fraction of their current value, while others are now scrambling to find any way in. Right now, this pattern is repeating itself. The next booming market is emerging. Some will see the signs and take action. Others will hesitate, waiting for certainty that will only arrive after the best opportunities have already been taken. Where do you want to stand when the dust settles? You do see why the biggest gains go to those who move first, don't you? Isn't it obvious that hesitation has never built wealth, but recognizing the right moment has? Wouldn't it be better to be the one selling at peak value instead of the one trying to buy at inflated prices? Your defining moment, the choice that determines your financial future. Think back to a time when you visited a place that felt like an undiscovered paradise. Did you recognize the signs of what it could become? Did you think to yourself, one day, this place is going to take off? But did you act on that instinct? Or did you do what most people do, watch, wait, and later wish you had moved sooner? Right now, you are at the same decision point. You now know how to identify the next booming market before the world catches on. You now can recognize the early signals before they become obvious to everyone else. The only question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you take action, securing your position inside the next great wealth shift? Or will you wait, watching as others move forward, only to find yourself locked out once again? Because history has already revealed the outcome. The next 5 years will pass, whether you act or not. The only difference will be where you stand when they do. You do want to be the kind of investor who moves with confidence, rather than the one looking back in regret, right? Wouldn't it be empowering to look back and know you took decisive action while others hesitated? Can you already imagine yourself standing in the right place at the right time, knowing you made the right choice? Secure off-market deals now or pay the price later. Boom markets are not random. They follow a clear, predictable sequence, and once you see the 5 undeniable signals, you'll never again be left guessing where the next wealth shift will take place. As you sort through the many real estate trends we talked about from among the many market patterns you've been given, the strongest ones will naturally rise to the surface, revealing where the smartest investors are positioning themselves next. You'll find yourself using them in a way that allows you to move beyond the fear of making the wrong move, confidently securing your place inside an emerging market before the world even realizes what's happening. Recognizing an emerging market before the boom is the first step. But the wealthiest investors take it one step further. They do not buy from public listings. They do not wait for mass awareness. They secure private, off-market deals before the price surge even begins. And in secret number 3, you are going to discover exactly how they do it. Because those who wait for opportunity never find it. But those who understand how to access what others never see are the ones who own the future. You do want to be ahead of the curve, locking in the best opportunities before the world catches on, don't you? Can you see why the wealthiest investors don't wait for listings, but instead position themselves where the real opportunities happen first? Wouldn't it be valuable to not only recognize a booming market early, but also gain access to the deals no one else even knows exist? I'm going to say something important, and I want you to repeat it out loud, yes, even in the case you're alone. Say it with me. Timing is everything. Hesitation is the enemy of wealth. Let's say it again. Timing is everything. Hesitation is the enemy of wealth. By the time the masses know, the real opportunity is gone. The biggest fortunes are built by those who move before the headlines catch up. Knowing where the next boom will happen is only part of the equation. Now, let's discover how the wealthiest investors secure off-market deals before they even reach the public.